Okay, so this is an example of using two different tolerances on 3D printing, and also having the opportunity to do it in two different colors as well. So as you might have noticed on the air quality sensor kit, I've got these little highlight pieces here. Now these aren't just a nice little design aesthetic which gives a little bit of visual pop to the whole thing and makes it not just this monolithic white thing. But I could of course make these, this is for a particle, I could make these little vents green, I could make the CO2 one red, I could make the temperature and humidity yellow, whatever it is. But basically it's a nice way to essentially print everything in one clean color and then use an accentuating color to do things in a nice way. There's a second part of this which I think is really useful, which is that I printed all of these whites in the coarsest grade. So this is a 0.6 nozzle. I printed it at 0.32 layer height, and that meant that things progress quickly and is absolutely fine, and all the things like the brass inserts work. Now what's nice about this is that I can then print these little sockets into it, and these can be at a much higher resolution. So these can a much more accurate resolution, I should say, in that I could put that down to 0.2 on the 0.6 nozzle, or indeed I could go down to a much smaller nozzle, like a sort of 0.2 nozzle itself, and then print a very, very sort of fine 0.1 layer height. And the reason I might want to do that is because this is ultimately quite a sort of coarse fit and just fits onto the PCB. But this actually goes right up to where the components are, and I might want some very, very particular details so that this is a perfect fit. It could even be that I want to have this so that it glues onto the PCB, and then I assemble it whilst the glue is still able to be moved around, and then tack it in place. So then I can take this off, it'll be in exactly the perfect place, and then this will come down and fit on top of it perfectly. And as you can see, compared to the blue, I've got this nice little sort of teal aqua colour, and indeed it means that I've also ordered a cyan, which I think is also a nice alternative as well. But basically it allows, for very low cost, you to give something a little bit of colour and accentuation, but also dial in different tolerances without having to build the entire part in a very, very high resolution as well. So I got the idea first off from doing Radio Globe, where I was just using this to accentuate a different colour, and it was a bit of fun just to add a bit of visual pop to it, but actually now using it with the air quality kits as a way to get much better resolution in discrete areas. So it's a nice engineering shortcut and saves a ton of time as well.